Hey there, friend. Bradley Hartmann here. I am thrilled to be delivering a keynote at the LBM Expo, December 7th, the morning of December 7th at Mohegan Sun. And the keynote I will be giving is implementing the air raid offense for sales. So there's a lot there. Let me unpack this. But the theme is right on. The timing is right because it is football season. Football is in the air. And the truth is, you can see I got a few helmets around here. I'm a failed collegiate quarterback. I was the guy who, actually my only highlight was really hosting Tony Romo's first recruiting visit to Charleston, Illinois, the cradle of quarterbacks, Eastern Illinois University. Sean Payton, he was there. He was a legend. Tony Romo, I'm really not anywhere in that story. And then Jimmy Garoppolo, of course. So I was a failed quarterback there. However, I've always seen life and leadership and business and especially sales through a sporting lens. And having been a quarterback, I see a lot of these analogies about making the right read, right? And knowing how to score and how to win. So we're bringing those to life in the keynote that I'm delivering on Thursday morning. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it's really going to encapsulate a lot of what I have learned working with 100 plus lumber building material dealers over the last 12 years and leveraging my insight working on the other side of the desk. So kind of grew up in a lumber yard and then became an apprentice carpenter. And then when I graduated school, I worked for national home builder Pulte Homes. And I started from the bottom, built 1,000 homes in the field. In the last 4 years, I worked in a purchasing role, buying millions of dollars of material and labor from 7 markets from Cleveland to Denver. And it was there where I interacted with a lot of salespeople. And I saw what the best salespeople did that made it really easy for me to buy and want to pay a premium for that. And I saw what a lot of poor salespeople did that made me not want to interact with them at all and not even respond to a phone call or an email. I know, kind of jerky. But that's the reality. And I know that's what we live with. So what we're going to be talking about is kind of bringing in some of these lessons from football and to apply them to sales to help us be profitable and productive and have more fun regardless of what the market gives us in 2024. And what I'm going to be talking about is really this book was absolutely fantastic. I would strongly recommend it to a friend. It's called The Perfect Pass by S.C. Gwynn. And it's really a history of the air raid offense, starting with Hal Mumme, if you know that name, his success he had ultimately at Kentucky, which was Tim Couch, who was drafted #1 overall by the Browns, or Mike Leach, who had a ton of success with Hal, and then at Texas Tech and Washington State and Ole Miss. The idea was, for the better part of 100 years, football was played by lining up 22 people very close to the middle of the field and just smashing faces together. That was how the game was played. And then every now and then, starting about 70 years ago and then like 50 years ago and like 35 years ago, there'd be these little glimpses where someone said, the football field is 53 1/3 yards wide. It's 100 yards long. Why don't we spread this bad boy out a little bit? And yeah, let's throw the football, but how can we do that safely? That is what Hal Mumme and Mike Leach did. And what looks extremely complex, you got 5 receivers, you got linemen with these huge splits, and it looks so complex. And the reality is it's extremely simple. There's a few fundamental principles that guide the air raid offense. There's only a handful of routes that give a lot of flexibility based on what the defense does between the quarterback and a set of receivers. Okay, I don't want to nerd out too long on the football aspect of it. How does sales come in? Well, often when we're working with sales teams, we think there's 1,000 things to do. We think we need a playbook that's this thick. You don't. You need a few principles and you need discipline and you need to practice. And we've distilled those down to 4 principles. And none of them are going to be like, generative AI that you can't even wrap your head around. These are things that you have heard of. These are things that you've practiced. These are things that you may have done for a little while. And what we're going to do is we're going to assemble them in an easy to understand, easy to implement playbook and give you some miniature case studies of folks that we've worked with in our industry who do the exact same thing you do to see how they've listened to less nonsense and just focused on themselves and their customers to deliver more value, sell more at higher margins, and had more fun doing it. So I can't wait. We're going to be bridging kind of football and sales, two things that I absolutely love. And the other thing we have going on both Wednesday and Thursday, December 6th and December 7th, is we have a mobile quarterback challenge. We have two different types of nets that have two different types of scoring systems. These are on heavy duty casters, and these will be on the move around the show floor. So anybody, man or woman, who wants to demonstrate their accuracy and prove that they know how to throw a football and can score points, this is gonna be a lot of fun, and it's gonna be a little competition. We're gonna have some awards. So it's gonna be a blast. So I cannot wait to be with you again. It's December 6th, December 7th at Mohegan Sun. You do not want to miss this. And I know everybody's busy. And I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't even know how I could pull myself out of the business. You are in the whirlwind right now. And the best leaders know that you have to proactively pull yourself and your team. And yes, you should bring your entire team. Get 20 people there from your team. I promise you, you're going to learn a ton to bring back and implement to run a different and better business. And yes, I know there's going to be trade-offs with how you keep it operating while you're here. It's only 2 days. Okay. So we want you to pull yourself out of kind of the whirlwind of running in the business so you can work on the business, generate new ideas, meet new people, learn new products. We got Gary Striegler who's going to be there. We're talking about succession planning. And I promise you, you show up to my event, my keynote, it's going to be an hour. I promise you, you're going to have a small little playbook that you can take back to either implement to help you run kind of a very different sort of sales team, or you can tweak the one that you've got. So again, that's my promise to you. I promise I'm going to deliver value first, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. That's how I roll. So, all right, I'm going to quit rambling. I'm excited to see you there. Again, LBM Expo, December 6th and 7th, 2023 at Mohegan Sun. Do not miss it. I will see you there. Thanks for watching.